I really thought that this wasn't going to blow up when I first saw this, but it has, and it's Valentine's Day, kind of feel like having some fun, so let's talk about it. But I'm talking about this screenshot right here. If you've been on Twitter at all this week, it's blown up with, within like the last 4 or 5 days, and it's so odd because people are really backing this, and I don't know why, because it's not any more legit than other leaks that we've seen in the past that were fake. So yeah, what's up? My name's Dynasty, and this roster leak is not real. It's not real. Not too sure why people are taking the words here as bond, but they are. And pretty much in case you've missed it, somebody went over on 4chan and posted this, and since then it says here it got posted last month, but for some reason all week, this is all I've seen, all I've been sent. A lot of you guys are believing it, asking for my thoughts and opinions, my insights on this, and it's not real, guys. It's not. So without further ado, let's go ahead and read this. If you guys don't want to read this, you can just click off the video. If anything groundbreaking happens, trust me, it'll be here on the channel, but this ain't it, Chief. This just ain't it. This ain't real. So it opens up by saying, with the first pack being almost complete, which of course spawn dropping next month, cannot wait, I've decided to give out some information I heard a few months back from a member of the dev team that was backed up by a gaming journalist that I correspond with, posting anonymously so that nobody gets in trouble and we stay on good terms. I'll start with some obvious info, then get into stuff less known. So first things first, man, if you've known about this information for a few months, why are you just now deciding to bring this up? Like, what took you so long? Why couldn't we get this leak last year? Why'd you wait so long? So, just saying, red flag number 1. It says here, Fujin, Shiva, and Ash Williams of the Evil Dead series, voiced and likeness by the legendary Bruce Campbell, will be included in the Kombat Pack 2. These, however, were already known. Again, that makes sense going back to the day the game dropped. Over on the Nintendo Switch, the game was data mined. This screenshot I've shared in several videos, what was found in the game's files, and the remaining 3 DLC characters not in the first Kombat Pack were, you guessed it, Fujin, Shiva, Ash Williams, not to mention Ash has been all but confirmed for about a year now at this point. Like, Bruce Campbell's teased it. Chainsaw sound effect in the Shang Tsung trailer. Also, the Mortal Kombat official website having Bruce Campbell listed on there as well. And actual in-game, it was like in the text where it read, Ash Williams. Like, it's all but confirmed. So that we already know. This next part, though, that's where things get a bit interesting. It says here, they'll be joined by Takeda, Havoc, and Michael Myers. Honestly, I think 3 picks that make the most sense. Again, if I was making a fake post like this, I would probably pick at least 2 of the 3 here. Michael Myers makes sense just dating back to, well, I think Ed Boon might have mentioned that they want to get like Pennywise in the game. It didn't happen. I know we've already seen the likes of Freddy, the likes of Jason, the likes of Leatherface, even, big name blockbuster stars like the Arnold. We've had Alien, we've had Predator. Michael Myers does make sense because he's in the exact same vein as those other guest characters. Not to mention, it does say here, Michael Myers will be released alongside the next Michael Myers movie called Halloween Kills. And again, that's something that we've seen them studios do for years now. Just recently, they released Terminator right alongside his movie. We saw Joker right after his film came out. We got the Harley Quinn skin, Birds of Prey movie going back to the last game. It's just like every time they can just have a guest character be released alongside a movie and just have that tie-in marketing, it always happens. So again, this makes sense. It does say Cassie Cage will get a babysitter skin inspired by Laurie Strode. That's pretty neat. But going back to like Havoc and Takeda, Havoc makes sense too because, I know for me, what I've seen lately, there's been like a lot of fan love for Havoc. I know back in the Mortal Kombat X comics, I loved his character arc in there. It was a shame he wasn't in Mortal Kombat X. A shame he wasn't in Mortal Kombat 11. I've been clamoring to see him for a long time, and I know a lot of you guys have as well. Out of every character in the 3D era that can be saved, Havoc is the one, I think, with the most potential. Not to mention, he's been featured in several different character endings. I think going back to even Mortal Kombat 9, Mortal Kombat X, and even recently, Joker's ending in Mortal Kombat 11. So, trust me, Havoc makes sense. He already had a very strong chance to be in the Kombat Pack 2. He still might, but that doesn't mean that this leak is real. it just doesn't. As for Takeda, honestly, out of all the Kombat kids, I feel like Takeda had the most potential alongside Cassie Cage, and I was kind of bummed to see that he wasn't included in MK11. A lot of people, just like Havoc, have been kind of clamoring for Takeda as well to come back because he was so funny used back in Mortal Kombat X, and I mean, it makes sense. He's a new character. We could use him because he's mentioned in several intros already with Jackie, so I can see where that would happen. So honestly, those 3 picks aren't too bad. It does kind of make sense, but the fact that it's in this 4chan leak does not mean it's going to happen. Goes on to say, we will also get 2 new arenas in the Kombat Pack 2, the Deadpool and the Soul Chamber. Second pack's release schedule will take us into 2021. Again, that makes complete sense. Deadpool and Soul Chamber were already found in the game's source code. Shout out my buddy the Thinny who found this, and that's happening. That's a thing. We know that. That was officially found in the game's files. As for the second pack being just released into early 2021, that makes sense too, because if we do get Spawn like in March, say it's another 6 characters, do the math. More or less, every month and a half or so, yeah. By the end of 2020, going into 2021, we should be seeing all 6 characters released, and they're going to continue to release a character once every other month. So again, just using common knowledge and what we've seen so far based off of like track records, this makes sense. However, does not mean it's real. The next paragraph opens by saying, and this is kind of where I was like, you had me, man. Like, everything was cool, but now you're kind of just going making a hard left. It says, in 2021, we will get the last batch of content in the form of MK11 Ultimate Edition for Xbox Series X and PS5, roughly around the 2nd anniversary of MK11's original release date. Again, that makes sense because we've seen previously, going back to Injustice 2, they had like their Ultimate Edition. Mortal Kombat X had Mortal Kombat XL. Crazily enough, going back to when the PS4 first launched, they did port from PS3 to PS4 Injustice 1 with all the DLC. So seeing them do this for like a new console with the most recent game, it's not out of the realm of possibility because they've done it before. It's, again, this guy who put together this leak is just using stuff we've seen previously on the track record to his advantage, and a lot of you guys are believing it. Don't. Says here, this Ultimate Edition will ship with 2 more arenas, the Living Forest and the Pit. Again, the Pit was added in the Complete Edition of Mortal Kombat XL, so I can see where that does make sense. Living Forest does make sense too, because going back to the PC files, Living Forest was actually kind of found as part of the crypt, so again, that kind of ties in, so he's just using what we already do know. Says there, 2 more arenas as well as 4 final characters added to the roster: Sector, Cyrax, Quan Chi, and Serena. 2 out of the 4 makes sense. Sector and Cyrax, going back to my days covering PC files and stuff. Again, shout out to my buddy the Thinny. Over on the PC side of things, he did find in the PC files, one of the Cyber Ninjas actually had a brutality with its name on it, and it couldn't be executed, but it was there as like a animation, I think, but like you couldn't perform it just yet. So that was leading many to believe that, wow, they actually could be in the future DLC characters. Why else would they have this brutality script just listed there in the files? So again, that makes sense. They already do have these amazing models. Granted, they do fight like how they did back in Mortal Kombat X. All the devs would really need to work on were just new intros, outros, and moveset, and they'd have 2 new complete characters. So I can definitely see where that makes sense. As for Quan Chi and Serena, trust me, I would love to see Serena in this game, but that's kind of out of left field for me. I don't know where Serena's coming from. As for Quan Chi, we just saw Quan Chi in Mortal Kombat X, and spoiler alerts, he got his head decapitated. He is dead. He doesn't belong here. Not to mention, we have 2 skins that are pretty much Quan Chi themed. We have the skins for Baraka and Kano from the Combat League that are just Brotherhood of Shadow themed. They look just like Quan Chi, so yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that's an interesting choice. Again, as much as I would love to see Quan Chi, I feel like maybe even Shinnok makes the most sense, because even in story mode, he was at least featured a bit. So I think Shinnok makes more sense than Quan Chi, but, you know, Quan Chi, I guess. I don't think it's real. Now, the very ending is what got me to be like, yep, definitely not real, definitely not happening. It says here, extra story chapters for certain DLC characters as well as a new additional area for the crypt, which were originally scrapped late last year after the whole overworking their employees debacle, and explains why they stopped working on this section of the crypt. And they mentioned the next title is Injustice 3. I think we are all pretty much aware that Injustice 3 is a huge possibility. As for this new section of the crypts, like I mentioned previously, that was found in the PC files. Like, that's a thing. that's in the game. We've known about that for almost a year now. As for the extra story chapters, only for certain DLC characters, we've never seen that before. And I remember going back to Mortal Kombat X, there was another leak that mentioned DLC story chapters, and we've never seen that before, so I don't see why they would do it now. I can't see it happening. And if it was these 4 characters, you know, Sector, Cyrex, Quan Chi, and Serena, maybe a section for the Cyber Lin Kuei. As for characters in the Kombat Pack 2, maybe Shiva, because she was in the actual story mode. Maybe Fujin, where he's been since Mortal Kombat X. Where's Takeda been since Mortal Kombat X? So it works for a few of these. I can definitely see that, but I don't know, man. I feel like they're already focusing on their next game. I can't see them making cinematics and stuff all over again. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't believe it. Very end, though, does say that more seasons of the Kombat League are happening, and that characters in the Kombat Pack 1 as well as base characters will be able to get skins while participating in the Kombat League, which really shouldn't be much of a surprise. So there you have it. So this is me breaking down this alleged leak that I don't think is real. It's pretty much just somebody who has been keeping up with pretty much everything that's been going on with Mortal Kombat 11 all year, because like I mentioned, everything here, 90% of it was stuff I've covered on the channel within like the last year that was found in the PC files through leaks, and they simply just grabbed that information, added a little sauce to it, and twisted it a bit, and we've ended up here. And I could see where people were like, wow, this makes sense, but I don't like it. I don't believe it, and I don't know why people blew this up, because it's simply just a bunch of information that we already do know that someone just compiled and said, oh yeah, by the way, this is a thing. So don't trust it, don't believe it. I'm pretty sure come sometime, maybe middle of summer, we were going to get maybe a teaser for the Kombat Pack 2, if not sooner. I know this game will not be at EVO this year, which is a shocker. Usually we get the big reveal at EVO, so with Mortal Kombat not being there, maybe we get a big reveal at E3 for Kombat Pack 2, or the week of E3. That would be really cool. Maybe have a few characters that can be played in attendance at E3. That would make the most sense as well. So in the next coming months, we're going to figure out exactly what's going on, and it's going to be funny if it really is like Fujin, Shiva, Ash, and Havoc, Michael, and Takeda, but everything else is false. Like, half of this is false. That'd be really funny if it's just like half true. So anyways, that's all I got for y'all today. I wanted to discuss this because it's been the one thing that's been sent to me all week, and I was hoping I didn't have to do it, but it kind of blew up, and I kind of feel obligated to give my take on it. So there you have it. There's my thoughts, my opinions. I want to hear yours in the comment section down below. Of course, if you guys did enjoy the video, though, please take 1 second and drop a like on it. Subscribe for some more MK content here on the channel. Till next time, I've been your host, Dynasty. Guys, please take care, stay safe. See you guys in the next one. Peace.